Morgan. This is Richard, Lisa, Kashif. And I am very passionate about healthcare. I've looked around the average age of you guys. Probably none of you have had healthcare problems, and you have no kids. So most of what I have to say is probably blah, 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 blah. However, someday you're going to have an ailment or a child, and this is going to be very, very relevant, okay? So that's a couple of things. Judges, thank you very much for your attention. And I have no kittens to present either. So, Lisa, next slide. Our problem. I pitched the other night, nobody got my joke about gastroschisis. We all come from our own worlds, we have our own lingos. Telemedicine exists today, but it is point-to-point, school-based healthcare. You get a provider to the school, end of story. You can't bring in the parent or the guardian. So that was my pitch. How do we fix this? Gigatbit can do that for us. Google can fix that problem with high bandwidth. We can have multi-point, high-quality medical encounters. Okay, so our vision. We want to do preventive care, immunizations, i.e. fitness coaching, because there's an obesity epidemic. We don't realize it among children, not just adults. How do we do primary care? Rashes, otitis media, strep throat, while the kid's at school, so the mom can, or the dad can pick up the kid after the prescription's already been called in and there's been a diagnosis made. Counseling, psychological, developmental evaluations can be done, three-way interactive. We can do subspecialty appointments, childhood diabetes appointments, follow-up appointments can be done while the kid's in school. They don't have to be taken out of school. The parents don't have to miss a day of work. Again, this will be very relevant if you have kids. And it's a social responsibility for us to use this type of technology. And then the other thing we can do is we can gather the data, put it into an electronic health record for continuity of care and health information exchange. And we can also do unidentified or de-identified statistic reporting to the CDC, state, and federal reporting agencies seamlessly. Okay, so the vision expanded as we met with Richard and we started talking. Because Richard came aboard, not exactly a developer, but brilliant mind. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe this. Somebody's listening to me. So we've got long-term care facilities. It's the same thing. So now you're not necessarily working with your children, but you have a parent who's in a long-term care facility. We can now connect parent who's in the long-term care facility with the adult children who may be in different parts of the nation or even internationally living with the provider. And then we have more demand for the healthcare providers than what we have availability. For certain subspecialties, it takes 6 to 9 weeks to get in to see that provider for like pediatric neurology, for instance. And then we have providers that are wasting their time in a car, going to a long-term care facility, parents to clinic. A DINCA is a did not keep appointment, and that totally devastates the efficaciousness or the efficiency of a clinic. So if your kid's in school and that's where their appointment is, they can't miss their appointment. The school nurse is going to go get them, and they're going to have their appointment. And that's particularly applicable for teenagers. So here's our model. Brief+CaseHealth, which Richard's going to talk about. The home, wherever the parent or the adult child is at, school or long-term care facility, and the doctor connected on a gigabit, so with a high-quality audiovisual experience. All right. This is Richard.
Thanks. Of course, we know each other because we already working with Mercy on some other project. But I was surprised when I learned from Morgan, Lisa, and Kashif how the existing equipment right now, what they use. For example, for voice, they're using quality phone lines, which is totally unrecordable. For video quality, they're using SVHS, which by myself I dropped like 18 years ago. So, being in the filmmaking, I see always picture on a large screen means the highest quality, almost uncompressed. So, company what I represent signed it, moved to Kansas City because of Blue Fiber, and it's justified totally. because we're using transmission between points, full HD 60 frames per second. And we're transmitting not only audio and quality video, but we're transmitting foreground means the person is standing on the screen. I'm going to show you the host, our host will we're going to interface. So we developed some kind of small, kind of what's called sided mobile app. And this app, we adapted to the health system what Morgan described. So we have already, what the app has. Of course, you can use it in today's, let's see, if you want to record and keep the track, we have to use high quality voice with echo cancellation. There was not existing before what I've seen. Full 60 frames a second, and of course, collaboration with the host. What do we need? We need bandwidth 100 megabits or more. As much we have, we can use it because we can enhance the quality of the image. And with low latency, it means you don't have a lip sync, you don't wait for someone like, you're watching CNN and some reporters, so when he already have a lip syncing and after a few seconds you have a voice. We don't have this. We call this briefcase because we think that mobile application, it can be in a briefcase. What you do, you really open on location, and after a few minutes of instruction, of course you can skip them when you're doing second time, and it can be in different languages, so we can have them sent to, let's say, to China or Pakistan or other locations. Hopefully they have a proper bandwidth. So we have two versions of this. One version, briefcase, it's going to be just as simple what Morgan described about collaboration, communication, three-way, two-way, four-way, up to 16-way. And the second will have additional devices we can perform on the side already, let's see, heart, pressure, look the child ears or measure temperature, collect the data for future use. This is our guest interface, means the briefcase interface, which is very simple. And we already tested this with a cider. Next slide. So what does interface give you? It's a one-touch dialing. So it's a person who operates the system can be guided. It doesn't have to be doctor or nurse. It can be, let's say, the teacher in the school. And it's very easy to just press the button and dialing. You have a screen sharing. This picture is 4-way. You can have up to 16. Also, we're going with the cloud technology. We already tested. So the information is stored, retrieved, can be for educational purpose, can be for scientific. One of the biggest problems right now, we tested on the normal laptops, of course. Maybe next slides.
All right, so we're going to stop you there, guys. Thanks so much.
Okay. Thank you.